Hey guys, it's Shawn Perry. We're here again for another episode of Quick and Dirty Gear Reviews, and we're going to do something we don't normally talk about on this channel today. We're going to talk about drum gear. Most people know me as a guitar player, but I'm also a drummer. I do session work. I fill in for bands when they call me. I've produced hundreds of records. I used to be a drum department manager at Guitar Center back in the day. So we're going to talk about this new DW 3000 pedal with its new and improved design and why it's absolutely hot diarrhea and you should not buy it.
Really? Diarrhea?
Yes, I'm afraid so.
So let's get into the weeds today. Let's do something I don't normally do and do a negative gear review. But there is a silver lining at the end of this video, so I hope you guys stick around to the end and let's talk about this pedal and why it's straight trash. All right, guys, so let's go. So the DW 3000, DW is a Cadillac brand. If you're like most drummers, you have thought about getting a DW drum set or a pedal most of your lives. You drool at the thought of having a 5,000 or a 9,000 or whatever. Like me, you don't necessarily want to drop the 900 bucks or whatever it is for a 9,000 pedal. So you go ahead and you get yourself a 3,000 pedal like this one. So I've had the DW 3000 pedal a couple different times over the years. So I had a double kick drum set, probably like 2006, and I had two of the single pedals, and they were great. But I sold that kit and subsequently sold the single pedals along with it because I didn't have two bass drums anymore, so I didn't need the single pedals. So fast forward to a couple years ago, I bought an E-kit and I wanted to get a double pedal for it. So I went ahead and I bought the 3000 single pedal. You guys can see it here. We're gonna talk more about its cam here in a minute, but this pedal's great. I've had it for 2-3 years. The drummer in my band has the same pedal. He uses it not only in our cover band, but in my original band and in his thrash metal band Vindicator. He loves it, it's great. And I, like every other idiot, didn't bother to research before I went ahead and bought two new single pedals to go on my drum set. Boy, oh boy, was I surprised to get it to find out the cam design is totally different. If I got this pedal 6 months ago, maybe a year ago, I would have gotten the same design on this single pedal, where the chain is directly attached to the cam via pins that cannot come out. I don't care how hard you beat on this thing, I don't care how much abuse you give it, this chain will not slip because it's got the same design as every other DW pedal that I've ever seen in my entire life, including this 5000 that I bought to replace the 3000, and that's what I expected. Because this is America, and this is DW, and I expect to get DW quality when I buy a DW product. Call me crazy. I mean, I've just only existed in a world where ever since I was a kid, DW was like the Cadillac brand, and when you buy a DW, you expect to get DW. Am I right? So, let's talk about this pedal and why this new design is horrible, and it's closer to a pedal you get off Amazon for 75 bucks. Or 50 bucks instead of a Cadillac flagship DW product. So it all comes down to the cam, okay? So we're gonna focus in on this cam for a second and talk about it and why it's different from the other ones up here. So here's what we're talking about. We're gonna compare. We got a DW 3000 double pedal, which I hope to God they don't change the design on. We've got this brand new, like a month old, 3000 pedal with this new improved cam design with a top bolt that bolts on the cam with a drum tension rod versus the pin in the previous designs. This is garbage. And then we're gonna talk about something in the middle.
No, and then!
Which is the Gibraltar G-Class pedal, of which I also have two of. This is kind of the in-between of the two. This thing does also attached to the cam with a drum tension rod, but unlike this DW 3000, the housing on this pedal is permanently attached. There's no pot metal piece of junk receptacle bolt to break off during a rehearsal or gigs or both. or when you're teaching music lessons or at church or whatever it is. But either way, this new pedal will break on you, and I've been through 2 of them in the last 20 days. So that's pretty rad. So let's talk about why this new design is trash specifically. So I purchased this pedal from Zounds because, like most of you, I'm not rolling in money. I do okay, but I don't always want to pay cash for stuff, and I don't want to put on a credit card. And Zounds is really cool. They offer interest-free financing, and I've done it so many times through them that they pretty much let me do whatever I want with however much money I want. So I decided to get a pair of these pedals from Zounds and do them on the easy, no interest payments plan. And I assumed they were gonna show up with cams like on my double pedal. They did not, and boy does it suck. So here's why these suck. So this is your typical DW cam. If you can see right here, it affixes like a bike chain would to this cam. There's a pin, it's permanently attached. There's really no way for it to come off unless you shear it off, unless you just absolutely go Hulkamania and you trash this pedal. And I've never seen that. I mean, I'm sure there's a drum shop out there that's seen that before, or somewhere someone's done it, but I've never seen it personally, and I've never done it, and I play hard. So that's not an issue. I've bent beaters, broken them, whatever, but I've never had a cam that's affixed in this particular method, whether it's DW or Tama or any other company, come off. And that's what I expected from DW. And truthfully, that's how the cam on these 3000 pedals used to be up until either late last year or earlier this year. So this is what I was expecting when I ordered this product. I was expecting it to be affixed like this, and like it is pictured here on my 3000 double pedal. And this, my friends, is the new and improved for 2025 DW 3000 single pedal. We've got the accelerator cam. As you can see on this one, it attaches in a completely different method. There's this tension rod. So the chain comes totally off. We're gonna take it off. But inside here, there's a little housing. You guys can hopefully see this on the camera. That thing moves around, and when you go to reattach it, it starts to spin. So eventually it has to catch something. So if this screw works its way out, and it does, you gotta hope to God that you line that back up properly and that you don't strip it out on your way back in. So here's your screw. On the first pedal I had these threads totally stripped out, and it was not from over tightening, it was from the pedal getting pulled on, and it just sheared all the threads off of it. And it also sheared the threads off the inside of the housing. So I'm gonna go ahead and assume it's some sort of pot metal. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's super high quality. If it is, y'all need to think about something, because something definitely isn't working right. So that's how this attaches to your pedal. This is not what I expect out of DW products. This is what I expect from an Amazon pedal or something from a lesser company that doesn't say DW on it. That says DW, right? Yeah, no bueno, guys. This is a failure point. That is a failure point. This is not show worthy, this is not tour worthy. We gotta make this the way it used to be, like this pedal, guys. So here's a similarly designed pedal from Gibraltar. I mean that vaguely. So this does attach to the cam via a tension rod. However, the housing is permanent. The metal's really thick. I assume it's aluminum. I believe these pedals are solid billet aluminum machine single pieces. They were expensive, so this is the right way to do this if you're going to use a screw. The other way is not. This pedal is tour worthy. My 3000 double pedal is tour worthy. The single isn't rehearsal worthy. So guys, if you manage to have this come undone, getting this started is a huge pain. It constantly wants to slip. The bottom housing, the receptacle housing will spin. And then now you have to readjust it to where you want it, otherwise your pedal only travels that far. So if this happens during a gig or during a show, you're gonna have a bad time. All right, so now let's try to adjust it where we want it. If you put it all the way up, you can't really spin your drum key. So you gotta let go of it or hold it in place. And then you're hosed at a show. This is no good. So guys, again, this reinforces why the 5000 is such a great pedal. If you're in the market, go ahead and get one of these right now instead of the 3000. You'll be a lot happier with it. Or heck, get the 3000 double pedal. It still has the old mechanism. If you only have one drum set and you go back and forth between single and double pedal modes, go ahead and do that. I have several kits and a separate one that travels to shows. So this pedal basically lives on my E-kit and then travels with us to gigs. But my double kick monster kit that I have in my studio has a fresh pair of these 5000 pedals. The metal is absolute garbage. So this right here, okay, stripped out completely on the first one after like a week's worth of use. And now the second one's having the same problem. So the people at Zounds were kind enough to send me a replacement pedal. They were super cool about it. Everything was great. Cool, I got my new pedal, figured we were good, we weren't gonna have the same problem again. But we did. So after only a couple uses, and this I think was again one rehearsal and a handful of drum lessons, the mechanism is slipping again. So we literally can't get through a rehearsal without having to reattach this thing. Otherwise our drummer can't play or the kids can't play, whatever. Either way, it sucks. So we're sending these back to Zounds as well. And I got on the phone with the guys from DW and they were kind enough to talk to me for about half an hour on the phone. I'm making this video partially to send to them to show them what's up with this pedal and why it's, again, hot diarrhea.
I've heard he's got diarrhea.
And you shouldn't buy it, but we want them to fix it. We love the guys at DW, we love DW. We're all DW fans. We want this pedal to be as good as it used to be and as good as the other pedals, because even if you buy a cheaper DW, it says DW, you still expect it to be a DW product. You don't expect it to be worse than the PDP pedals because it says DW on it, for the love of everything holy. Hopefully DW fixes this and they pull this off the market and put the cam back to the way it used to be, because it was a better design and you deserve the best, especially if you're buying a product that says DW on it. That's what you want. You want the DW experience. You want the Cadillac experience. You're not buying a Ford Fiesta, you're buying a Cadillac, and you want the Cadillac experience. Okay guys, so thank you again so much for stopping by the channel. Again, I'm Shawn Perry, this is Quick and Dirty Gear Reviews. Thank you for being here. Click the link above to subscribe. Click these links over here to watch my other reviews and these ones over here to watch my music videos. They're super rad. They'll be worth your time, I promise so much. But thank you guys for stopping by. Again, thanks to the guys from DW for taking my phone call. Thanks to them for requesting some video on this. They probably won't like this review, but that's okay, because I believe in DW. I believe they're gonna fix this product so that you guys don't have to have the same experience that I had. And we're gonna get this pedal back on track and back to where it should be because it says DW on it. So again, thank you guys so much for stopping by. I'm Shawn Perry. Thank you so much. See you guys later. Boom!